All right, man. Sean McVay is saying that he handled the Jared Goff trade. He could have handled it better with the lack of. He said there was a lack of communication there with the trade, and that's mostly with every trade, bro. Most of the trades, man. Most of the times they blindsiding guys, and when it's business and it's never personal. Well, it's rarely personal because there's always exceptions to the rules. And he says he's a miscommunication deficiency ahead of Jared Goff trade, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. Jared Goff Jared Goff didn't do his job, bro. He did not. He regrets. He wasn't good enough. Same thing for Carson Wentz. He wasn't good enough in Philadelphia. They got him up out of there. That's the truth. It's just like we performing on our jobs. When we go do whatever we do in 9 to 5, it's a hustle, whatever. It's like us performing. If we don't perform, we won't have customers and we won't do numbers. You know what I'm saying? Or we won't get promotions or we get fired. You know what I'm saying? And that's the honest. And that's the honest truth. We have to perform, and Jared Goff has to perform. He has to do his job. He has to get the job done. If he don't, he get traded. They did a lot of trading they did a lot of training and a lot of trading in Los Angeles to get Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald to win now. Because once that window closed, Sean McVay probably gonna get fired. Win, lose, or draw. You see, what's my man that won in Philadelphia? They ain't won a Super Bowl in forever. You feel what I'm saying? As soon as he have a couple rough past years, they push him out the door. Just because in college football and basketball, you can live off championships, but in pro football, man, it's what have you done late, man? You can, at some point, Bill Walsh had to move on. At some point, what's my man? Tom Landry had to move on. Vince Lombardi had to move on. There's no longevity in the National Football League. That's what if I was a coach, I prefer the college ranks, basketball, football, whatever else. But he says that Los Angeles Rams will host their former quarterback of the last 5 years on Sunday when Jared Goff and Detroit Lions come to SoFi Stadium for the Week 7 matchup. All right, I was thinking about at one point going. I don't know. I want to see SoFi though. So it says Goff, who was sent to the Lions this offseason after the Rams sent him and a bevy of future draft picks to Detroit to exchange for a quarterback. Matthew Stafford will get his first opportunity against the team that drafted number 1 overall in 2016. While the relationship between the Rams and Goff appeared to not end on good terms, Coach Sean McVay offered some reflecting words on how the situation unfolded. McVay said Monday the situation transpired in a different way than he could have expected, reiterating that he should have done a better job in offering open line of communication throughout the process, throughout the offseason process. Quote, I wish that there was better communication, McVay said. Quote, you don't want to catch guys off guard. It came together a lot faster than anybody anticipated because the 49ers are trying to trade for him, The Rams observed the quarterback market this offseason following an underachieving season from Jared Goff, despite the team signing him to a $134 million contract extension that included an NFL record at the time $110 million guarantee in September. Think about that. I want to speak on that contract extension, man. Obviously, it's not pertaining to the Detroit Lions. But what irks my nerves about contract extension, remember they extended Blake Bortles, and he obviously wasn't the guy? Look, if you ain't performing like you need to perform, I'm not re-signing you. I will franchise tag your ass or cut you. And the NFL got it bad. They got that bad, paying quarterbacks when they don't deserve it. He said, quote, going back to when this all went down, it was more about the opportunity to acquire Matthew and what we felt like it meant for our football team, McVay said. And quote, and that was why the decision was made. And that's why things came together as quickly as they did, because we felt it was a rare opportunity to acquire a player of Matthew's caliber. And that those opportunities just don't come up often. The Rams currently sit 5-1 as one of the better teams in the NFC, with Stafford completing 69.5% clip while having thrown for the fourth most passing yards, 1,838, and the third most touchdowns at 16. Meanwhile, Goff and the Lions remain the only winless team despite the last-second field goal that have haunted them at the end of the games. Goff has yet to record a win without McVay and 13 stars under other head coaches. And quote, I would say this, Lions head coach Dan Campbell said, okay, we already know this, right? So, I mean, obviously, Obviously, the Detroit Lions made a huge mistake. For one, and it's probably another topic down the road, probably for after the game. For one, they did not take the best deal for Matthew Stafford. They accommodated Stafford after not wanting to accommodate Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson and trade them. Calvin said he would go anywhere. They accommodated Matthew Stafford, and most people think it's racial. And obviously, when they didn't trade two players that Matthew Stafford would never be greater than, and Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, when you didn't trade them, you trade Matthew, and then you leave better deals on the table, and it's subjective to what people think. You leave better deals on the table, then people gonna have their thoughts. People gonna have their thoughts. People are gonna have their thoughts, and people have so much admiration for Matthew Stafford and root for him. And then when it boiled down to for Calvin leaving, and a lot of people had that mentality that no, don't trade him. You should retire. You owe the line. And a lot of people switched on Barry. I remember seeing that as a kid. And obviously not the urban fans in Detroit, not the the black people community in Detroit in the Detroit community. You already know who I'm talking about. To me, that sucked. And to me, that turned me off on the organization. And, like I said before, and they still ain't doing nothing right. All right. They did not take the best deal for Matthew Stafford. You can't tell me ending up with 2 top 10 picks or 2 top 15 picks when you could have got Justin Fields, you could have brought somebody in like Cam to mentor him, or eventually brought him in, or brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick to mentor him, or traded or signed Taylor Heineke. Even if they would have signed Taylor Heineke, right, and gave him more money than Washington did and brought Jared Goff in, I think we all be fine with it. Okay? All right? But when you go and even if they brought Teddy Bridgewater in, I think people be fine with it. They would have won the game. I think Bridgewater was not making as much money. He was better than him. Even if they would have traded for Sam Darnold now, even though Sam Darnold was trending in the wrong direction now, I think if him, Bridgewater, we would have had wins. All right? And right now it's looking bleak. And like I said with Sean McVay, it's a business. Jared Goff didn't do his job. So you can't get comfortable when you don't do your job. And this is one of the worst places to go. And he needed to go somewhere like New England, where they accept that dink and that crap. And like I said before, it all started when they passed up on Justin Herbert for a cornerback. That's when it all started. So, I mean, you can sit here and go back and forth, and we could complain. Y'all can support Jared Goff. We could bitch and complain about it. But when they passed up, the guy, Justin Herbert, then this is where we at. I think when you had a shot at a guy that was, if he came out the year before, he was going to be the number 1 pick. And that's just the honest truth, bro. And it's looking bleak. And the Tigers have upheld they ended the bargain for the most part. The Red Wings has done more than their part. The Pistons have upheld their bargain. This is the Lions' time to be better, to hold the city up. It's rare that all your teams are going to be in playoff contention or on the rise or championship contenders. And the Lions, everybody else has done their job in the past 20 years, 21 years. The Lions have not done their job, and people need to stop going to the games. Flat out. Y'all keep supporting this crap, man. And it's not even the people in Detroit. And everywhere else, they sit with those stupid looking faces like they didn't know what was going to happen. Stop going down there spending money. Stop going down there and spending money. If we want this thing to turn around, we got to get the Fords up out of there. And the best way to get them out of there is hurt their pocket. If we got to black out the games and we got to stream the games on our Fire Sticks or whatever, or on our phones, that's just what we got to do. But, like I said before, remember back in the day, I remember I was in high school, man, and they had this gas, and everybody's supposed to boycott the gas, right? And gas was damn near $5. It was $4 a gallon, right? Slightly north of $4 a gallon. And they put out this is like when social media and the internet really start, kind of reach its pinnacle. And they told everybody to not get gas for the day. Everybody get gas the day before. And if they didn't get gas in the Metro Detroit area for 24 hours, that prices would dip. And people didn't listen. And then you fast forward 10, 12, 13 years later, whatever it was. You fast forward and the pandemic, when everybody was told to stay home instead of essential workers and essential people, right? When everybody was told to stay home, the gas dipped under $2 in the first time in forever. Right? And to me, if we boycott this for the rest of the season into next year, we can have somebody. And they won't let Jeff Bezos buy a football team. We do know this, right? Did you know Jeff Bezos was if you combine every NFL owner's net worth, Bezos still got more money than them. You can add all 32 owners. You can add all 32 owners' money and net worth, and Jeff Bezos comfortably still tops them. So he's too powerful to come in here to own them. But if the Force can put them, because they and people saying we'll give them a chance. The Force have had a chance since they bought the team. But overall, with Jared Goff, it's okay. Sean McVay, you don't have to apologize. You can keep that personal. You can call him personally. It's just like when Jared Goff, hit on his girlfriend, said she was super duper hot. I'm pretty sure in private he apologized to Sean McVay, like out of men. Sean McVay was like, "You cool." Keep that shit personal. Don't try to make some sympathy for me. You traded to Detroit. But it is what it is. Check the Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. All my social media links in the description. Twitter's the fastest way, than Facebook than Instagram. Facebook group. We got Facebook group there. But when I make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Best way to donate, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.